3 new episodes dropped from Married at First Sight, and when I tell you I was left speechless, that's an understatement. Let's just go ahead and rip the band-aid off. Courtney and Nick are out. They are off the show. Courtney decided, I can't even say that they decided. Courtney decided that they might as well just go ahead and call it quits. She's such a mean girl. She can criticize, but she can't be criticized. She asked Nick for his opinion and how he was feeling, and he started to express himself, and she jumped down his back like, do you want to know how the man is feeling or not? So if you ask me, I don't think they'll be missed. It'll be interesting to see them on the reunion, but that's about it. Next, Nikki and Shawn. You might need a drink for this one. Nikki is reporting that her and Shawn had an experience. It wasn't sex, but it was of sexual nature. So basically, she let him eat that cookie. She let him eat that cupcake. And now she's saying that they're sexually compatible because of it. Okay. I still don't feel like this is a good idea. And I don't think it's a good idea because I feel like Nikki is doing things that she's not really comfortable with. As I watch the show, especially these last few episodes, I'm realizing that Nikki really doesn't get support when it comes to her boundaries. Every time something comes up that she doesn't want to do or she speaks up about something that she doesn't want to do, it's like the whole room outvotes her and she has to change her opinion. One of the things that came up during the group therapy session was that Shawn wants to meet her family and her friends. And Nikki said that she wasn't comfortable with that at the moment because she wants to feel a little bit more solid about what's going on between her and Shawn before she starts introducing him to her people. Honestly, I agree with that because I feel the same way. For me, I'm very protective over my friends and my family. Those people are my lifeline. So I don't see why it's so necessary to introduce them to everybody that you date until y'all figure out what y'all doing, until y'all figure out that y'all serious. And so when you look at it in the context of Nikki and Shawn, she just met this man a couple weeks ago. Everybody keeps trying to remind everybody like they're married. Okay, the married part is the gimmick of the show. Let's be honest. That's the catchy part of the show that pulls everybody in. But the reality is they still only met a couple weeks ago. These people are still strangers to each other. So I don't think she was wrong in not wanting to introduce him to her people just yet. But then when she spoke up about it, one of the matchmakers was like, when you meet your person and when you're falling in love, you should be excited to introduce him to your people. But I think what Nikki was trying to say is that she doesn't know if this is her person yet. She doesn't know that. So why does she need to take that step? We'll see where this couple takes us next. I swear they have us on a roller coaster. Every few episodes is something new, but that's where they are right now. Belle and Mecca. As I was preparing to record this video, I made a decision not to comment anymore on the obvious child abuse that Mecca has experienced. In my last video, I mentioned that I thought we were getting into the danger zone when it comes to Mecca. And what I meant by that is I am not a licensed professional. The degrees that I hold and still paying for are nowhere near that field of expertise. And with the details that Mecca revealed in these last few episodes, I think that goes beyond reality TV entertainment. The videos that I see floating around social media from Mecca's own social media accounts making jokes about said abuse like it's normal lets me know that that is a space for a licensed professional to have commentary on. And I just don't think us, the regular audience, are qualified to really talk about that. It's not that I don't think these things should be called out. I do, but I think he just needs professional help in that area. Speaking of, there are several licensed therapists on YouTube who do watch the show and offer their professional opinion. One of them in particular I watch and I really do enjoy her feedback on every couple. I can't think of her name off the top of my head right now. I'm sorry y'all. I'm recording this late at night, but I will link her YouTube channel in the description of this video. If not her YouTube channel, I will at least link one of her videos. But I really enjoy her feedback on this show. However, what we can and we will talk about is how Mecca told Belle that she was not pretty enough for him. Yeah, we need to talk about that. So at one of the group dinners, Belle and Mecca show up and announce that they've decided early that come decision day, they are going to say yes to each other. Everybody congratulates them, says how happy they are for them, and move on. The conversation goes to Nikki and Shawn, and the topic is Nikki's lack of attraction towards Shawn. Mecca decides to jump in and say, well, yeah, that's just like I wasn't attracted to Belle at all when I first met her. Even Marissa was taken aback, like, what the heck do you mean? Now, we've already had the conversation of Mecca thinking Belle was more attracted to him than he was to her. We already had that conversation. But you not being attracted to her at all, this is new information to everybody, including Belle. So, as the conversation goes back to Nikki and Shawn, Belle nudges Mecca and was like, so you weren't attracted to me? And his response was, I mean, I thought you were a pretty girl, but were you pretty enough for me? Nah. Ladies, can I take this one? Can I take this one? I got us. Let me take it. Fellas, hear me and hear me well. If you plan to stay with this woman, stop saying I wasn't attracted to you when we first met. Stop saying you are not my type. Because what she hears is that you're ugly. What she hears is that I settled for you. What she hears is that the second someone comes around that is pretty enough, that I am attracted to at the first sight, or that is my type, I'm out. No matter which way you slice it or dice it, hand it to her on a pretty pillow, her feelings are going to be hurt. There's no scenario where this will not hurt her feelings. Matter of fact, in the promotion for the next episode, Belle is emotional over this whole situation because she's hurt. Just stop saying it. It's no reason to say it, especially if this is somebody you plan to be with. Also, because y'all messy, and y'all, because I didn't look up this information, y'all did. The internets decided to go and look up Mecca's ex because if Belle isn't pretty enough for you, we would like to see who is pretty enough for you. Well, they didn't have to look for long because the ex made a video. Yeah, she did. And in the video, she did a story time about how her and Mecca met, why they broke up, and that there's still love that exists over there with her. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to tear another woman down, but what I will say is this. If she is pretty enough for Mecca, I just don't understand why Belle is not. Belle is a beautiful woman. I think she has a lot going for herself. So I just don't understand it. But I'm also not a man. I'm also not Mecca. So now this relationship is on the rocks. And in the next episode, everybody is going on a trip together and we'll all stay in the same house and it's going to get even messier. Since we are so close to the end, if I had to do a quick round robin, here would be my predictions. Adam will say yes, but Marissa will say no because she can't handle the pressure of Adam's lifestyle. Felipe will say yes. Tori will say no because she's a grown ass woman and she doesn't have time to chase after a hoe. Belle will say no before Mecca even has time to think about it. Devin and Caitlin will mutually agree to say no. Cameron will say yes, but I'm stuck and hesitant on if Michelle will say yes or no. I think that Cameron needing constant reassurance is starting to weigh on Michelle, but I'll stick with her saying yes for now. Nikki and Shawn, I think they're going to mutually agree to say no. Those are my predictions for now. We'll see how close I am the closer we get to decision day. All right, let's buckle our seatbelts and head on over to the next episode, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this review. You know I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so we can keep up with each other, and I will see y'all in the next one. Taking notes of my